Hello, my name is Fyodor. I am a 3D artist, and I am so excited to demonstrate my spline array blueprint in this video. My goal was to make as simple as a useful and creative tool for objects array generation.
So let's see in details how to use it. This is our blueprint in the scene, and the first thing we have is spline. We use spline to determine the length and the shape of our array. Then we need to hook up meshes here. Let's plug a bench as an instance. It's important to know that blueprint takes bounds of the first plugged element from meshes list and uses it to determine the initial distance between copies. They'll be shuffled randomly. But you can't plug the same mesh twice. Let's plug a chair for the next example. Well, it's time to look at parameters. We can add width and height propagation here. Then let's look at scale parameters. Instead of classical XYZ sliders, we have another pipeline. The first slider changes the general scale. The second slider scales each instance apart, and the third scales all randomly. Then of course we can add shift and random shift. But rotation pipeline is different. Instead of boring XYZ rotation, we have random rotation, which consists from two sliders. The first slider rotates perpendicular to supposed floor, and the second if we want to add some messy rotation. But what if we want to rotate our elements? For that purpose we have digits in the second column of meshes selector. It might be slightly confusing at the first glance, but let's look further. For example, I want my chairs be oriented differently from benches. So if I set them 1, they'll be oriented 180 degrees. 2 is 90 degrees. Thus, first 3 digits represent rotations in one axis. And further we go, more complex orientation we got. And we have a small trick here. If set -1, we have random orientation among 0 and 180. -2, more angles. -3, -4, more angles. Well, let's go and see more features, such as surface snap. By default, it's disabled. But when you change it to significant value, each copy tries to detect ground underneath. The next feature is all surfaces snapping. While enabled, ground detection method changes. You can see spheres displayed in each spline segment center. It means that each segment of the spline is trying to detect surface nearby, and then copies will be snapped according to the segments they are related to. So in this way you can snap objects to walls and ceiling, and then you can tweak deepness to avoid z-fighting when you scatter leaves or paper you wanted to submerge elements into ground a bit. Another stuff you can do with this blueprint are walls. I'll hook up 3 different pieces of wall quickly, and I'll enable linear spline. In this way we can make walls, fences, and stuff like that. Below we can add anchor meshes. In my case it's some kind of sci-fi pillars or something. And take a look, and change height of our wall, pillars go along. Also you can tweak size of the pillars a part of the wall. And there is a checkbox to delete the last pillar if we want to close spline. Another feature I want to show are deleters. Supposing we need to cut through wall, and that are deleters for. Let's add the first deleter. Each deleter contains 2 sliders. The first slider represents position of the deleter, and the second slider is width. We can change height, which is common for all deleters we added. Supposing we wanna lift our wall, by default we got some mess, which could be settled easily by tweaking tilt power parameter. Tilt power also could be used in combination with surface snap if you want to make rock path and want your rocks or bricks be like steps to form kind of mountain stair. I really hope you like this demonstration. and hold this blueprint will set your creativity free. If you wanna acquire it, it's accessible in Unreal Marketplace. The link is under the video. Thanks for watching and take care.